This was a commission by the Jewish Museum. They approached us to work on a few interactive installations for this exhibition they were putting on food and religion. And this is one of them. The question by the museum was, there's a room, they had 10 rooms all dedicated to a different theme, and this was a room dedicated to the theme, the feast. And they asked us to work on that topic and create an interactive installation. So that was what we initially started on, and then they said, well, we definitely want to talk about Seder, which is a very important Jewish food ritual, and very strong aspect of Seder is symbolic meaning of food. So we started researching into various rituals from different cultures because they wanted sort of a comparison or a reference to other cultures, and started discovering all these similarities about symbolic meaning of food, and that certain things reappear and so on. So then we started working on the idea of bringing these symbolic meanings together, but not in a traditional, or at that point traditional way of an interactive installation that you can explore, through, I don't know, touch-sensitive surface. But we wanted to create a new ritual out of these rituals that, at first glance, looks like a, like a feast itself. Then we evolved these symbolic meanings and these symbolic food, like eggs and apple and so on, into these more generic shapes that we wanted to be kind of timeless and not over-designed, but very simple. And also kind of representing certain things like liquid or plates, and there's certain dishes that just reappear in all cultures. We wanted to represent various cultures, and then we just pretty much picked the ones that were most interesting and had this notion of symbolic meaning of food as a very strong part of their idea. So that's when we ended up with these 4 rituals. It's actually a Persian New Year's celebration, Nowruz, which is not that much food related, but there is an aspect of it, a tradition of putting symbolic food on a table and leaving it in the room. And then there's the Hungry Ghost Festival, which is symbolic offerings, and Mimuna, which is a Jewish festival in Morocco, celebrated by Jews and Muslim together, celebrating the end of Passover. And then there's Seder, which is the beginning of Passover. We had done a few prototypes on the electronics because they all communicate with each other, and they all know their positions and their proximity on the table, and they know how many, and they know what the others are talking about, so they don't double up. We can send data through them, and we can also get the proximity from the strength of the signal. And there's an MP3 player, and each has a USB stick with different data on it, so they all play fairly different things. The generic sounds are all specific.